I am live. Alright. Welcome. Let me get the team real quick. Wait, oh no, I'm in hard mode. No. I messed up. No. I messed up. Okay, let me go back real quick. Okay, I am Wavdium. Welcome to another Bible and Haruhi Suzumiya reading. But I actually did hard mode. No. I'm doing normal runs. I just need 4 or 5 clears. Same thing. I'm doing it like that. Alright. Grab all the ones that I think I might need. Just make it go faster. You know? Alright. You know what? I won't take any ego diff search. Yeah, I want to think a bit more while doing for the reading. But how do I organize all my tabs? That's the weird part. I have to organize all these tabs. I have to have my YouTube Adobe Acrobat open now as well. Wow. Alright. See, I needed one of the two. Take the unwelling first, automated factory next. Alright. So now, let me get to an event first. Wait, no, am I still in hard mode? Oh no, I did it again! No! You should not be kidding me on this. I keep doing no. Oh man. Okay, we're supposed to turn off this hard mode going into it. I always forget about this. When I have to do normal runs, I always forget about this. What do you mean it's not receiving the feature containing smooth streaming? Poor? How's it poor? What do you mean? Open widget. Such user experience buffering. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have that like thing on, right? I know if I have the what do you call it? No, that's why DVR was on. No, you have to turn off DVR. Yeah. All right, infinity mirror off. No, that's just infinity mirror. No. All right. Can I just not have it on automatically? I'm not doing a hard mode run. All right. Okay, now syncing. Because there's so many windows that you end up forgetting about it. Alright. Now refuse diff. Then after click here, I need to remember this time. Do not click the other thing. Alright. Normal mode. Automated factory. Alright. Broken compass. Now. Source event node, this side, approach them. Draytote obtained. Alright, first one, now we get the team, so this is Tanto 5. So I have, is that it? Yeah, I don't remember any other Tanto 5 ones. So it's, yeah, it's Tanto 5 sinking, specifically, Tanto 5 sinking. So I'll throw a high show in, and then, yeah, Destiny is the backup. I don't want to, I always use Destiny a lot, so I want to have him on backup. So now, I return. We didn't fix a leader. Truth be told, we're still unable to explain how a single human was able to interfere with time planes. It is a mystery. Alright, I have to click on this. So, and Suzumiya is unaware that she is doing any of this. She has no idea that she was the origin of a time quake. I was sent to observe if any new time variations will appear near Suzumiya. I can't think of a good word for it. But it's like surveillance, was my response. You probably don't believe any of this. Not exactly. But why are you telling me this? Because you are the person chosen by Suzumiya. Asahina turned her whole upper body toward me. The details are classified, so I can't explain any further. However, you are probably an important person to Suzumiya. Every action she performs has a reason behind it. Nagoto and Tozumi those people are extremely similar to me. I never would have expected Suzumiya to assemble us in such a precise fashion. Do you know what they are, Asahina? That's classified information. What happens if Haruhi is just left alone? That's classified. Okay, let me make sure I'm actually live real quick. Okay, yeah, I am live. Alright. So make sure I am going. Alright. I'm sorry, I can't tell you, since I don't have enough authority right now. Asahina looked apologetic, with a downcast look on her face. It's okay if you don't believe me. I just wanted to let you know. Alright, another fight now done. I just heard something similar a few days ago in that empty, silent apartment room. I'm sorry. Perhaps seeing my silence and worried about what I was thinking, Asahina's eyes became clouded. About suddenly telling you all of this. I don't really mind. First, there's something telling me she was an artificial human. of someone telling me of arbitration. Now time traveler shows up. How am I supposed to believe all this? Feel free to let me know. As I place my hand on the bench, I happen to touch Asahina's hand. Our pinkies barely touched, yet she tore her hand away like she'd been shocked. She looked down again. We continued to watch the river in silence. An unknown amount of time has passed. Asahina. Yes? We put all of this on hold. Is it the matter or whether or not I breathe you aside and put this on hold? Okay. Asahina smiled. A brilliant smile. That's fine for now. Please continue to act normally around me. I am counting on you. Asahina placed 3 fingers on the bench and bowed deeply. It's a bit excessive. May I ask one thing? What is it? Please tell me your real age. That's classified information. She smiled mischievously. We have another fight node. Did I accidentally just untwist Sinclair? Oh no, I accidentally untwist Sinclair. Afterward, we just meandered around town. Oh yeah, actually I did remove Sinclair accidentally, oops. Haruhi had firmly reminded me that this wasn't a date, but I really couldn't care less after what I just heard. We window shopped around some trendy boutiques, bought some soft serve to eat as we browsed through stalls with used women's accessories. In other words, spent the time doing things a normal couple would do. If we had held hands on top of that, I would have died and gone to heaven. Oh, that fits perfect because this is also Bible reading as well. I'll be swapping between the two. My cell phone rang. The caller was Haruhi. Reassemble at noon in front of the station like earlier. She hung up. I checked my watch. 11:50. We couldn't make it in time. Suzumiya? What did she say? We're supposed to reassemble, apparently. We best hurry. I wondered how Haruhi would react if we showed up arm in arm. She'd probably be pissed. And reveal image here. Let me just make the window a bit bigger so it shows on OBS. We have image of Asahina. Alright, now we make the window smaller then. And back to... We have a shop node. Alright. Is Shimao still... I'll take another still too, maybe. Yeah, deep up the poise count. Wind poise. Alright. No sinking here yet. This is also a normal run, so don't expect much from it. What? Oh yeah, I needed the sinking diff. Yeah. Sinking. Angled bones. Thorny path. Entry snare. Dream spirit. And layered bandages. And then can I fuse them with a tier 2 real quick? See if I get another chance of getting it without having to pick a bad thing later. I have to rid of Dre Tote, really? And I didn't even get it! No! A shame, really. There's nothing else I should be upgrading right now. Save my... I can't afford anything else anyway. Wait, no, I want to put Will Smachia's Jaffe back on team. Asahina buttoned up her tartan as she cheerfully looked up at me. Results? After we got there 10 minutes late, was the first thing out of Haruhi's mouth. She looked to be in a bad mood. Anything? Nothing. Where are you even looking? Are you sure you weren't just wandering around? Miruku! Asahina shook her head. What about you? Did you find anything? Haruhi fell silent behind her. Tozumi had a cool look on his face, and Nagoto stood blankly. Let's have lunch and plan for the afternoon. You want to keep going? As we were eating lunch at a hamburger place, Haruhi told us to split into groups again. She pulled out 5 toothpicks she had taken from the cafe. Resourceful now. Tozumi quickly drew his. I drew unmarked again. Sickeningly, white teeth, I had the feeling he never stopped smiling. Me too. Asahina showed me the toothpicks she drew. What about you, Tom? Marked, unfortunately. Haruhi directed Nagoto to draw a toothpick with an increasingly irritated expression on her face. As a result of the drawings, I ended up with Nagoto and the other 3 were together. Haruhi glared at her unmarked toothpick the way you would glare at a bitter enemy. She then took a look at me. No, she then looked at me, then Nagoto, munching away at a cheeseburger, and puckered her lips like a pelican's bill. What is she trying to say? Meet in front of the station at 4. You had better find something this time. She noisily slurped down the rest of her shake. Honestly, reading from a document like I am now is very different from reading from like the paper Bible. It's honestly pretty, and it has different subject matter and words involved. So I do mess up a lot more reading Haruhi than the Bible, unsurprisingly. This time, we split up searching north and south. Nagoto and I were responsible for the south side. As Hina waved her small hand at me before she went her way, it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And so, there I was, standing amidst the early afternoon bustle in front of the station. What do we do? Nagoto was silent. Wanted it going? Once I started walking, she followed suit. I was starting to grow accustomed to how to deal with her. Nagoto, about what you said the other day. What? I've started to feel a little like I can believe you. I see. Yeah. Much more dialogue things. Whoa, unopposed attack on Otis right there. We continued to walk around the station in silence with a hollow atmosphere in pursuit. Don't you have any normal clothes? What do you usually do on your days off? Are you having fun right now? Well, that's pretty much how it went. This was pointless walking around. This pointless walking around was starting to get on my nerves. So I took Nagoto to the library. The main library was closer to the seashore. But there was a new library near the station that had been constructed on land developed during a government expansion project. I don't really borrow books, so I'd never been inside. I was planning on sitting down for a break if there was a sofa or something, but while there were sofas, they were all taken. Damn, bored people. Don't you have somewhere else to go? Yeah, I mess up a lot more reading from a document like this. Yeah. Alright. Do not rob the city you live in. No. No! One of them's already down? Really? That's a bit surprising. As I looked around the library, disturbed, Nagoto floated toward the bookshelves like a sleepwalker. I'll leave her alone. I used to read a lot in my early elementary school days. I would read every children's book my mother borrowed from the library from front to back. The books were of varying genres, but I recalled that I found them all interesting. Yet, I don't remember any of them in detail. Alright, now the next floor. Yes, I have to take haunted shoes. One offense level up. The unloving as well. Wait for the combat stage now. Alright, I'll take the down path. Okay, now when we organize the team things, I want to have Marchius, GFA, Sinclair on team. Alright. When was it that I stopped reading, lost interest in reading? I drew from the bookshelf whichever book my eyes happened to fall upon, and flipped through the pages before placing it back on the shelf and repeating the process. I don't think that with so many books, it would be so hard to find one that looked interesting, without having prior knowledge about it. And with such thoughts in mind, I wandered the shelves for a book. When I looked for Nagoto, I spotted her standing in front of a bookshelf near the wall, reading a book so thick it would serve as a dumbbell. She must really love thick books. I spotted some old guy who had been flipping through the sports page getting up from a sofa, so I slipped into the open spot with a randomly selected novel in hand. It was pretty futile to try and read a book you don't actually want to read. And I soon found myself battling an inevitable onslaught of drowsiness. I quickly fell against the overwhelming waves of enemy attacks and drifted off. My pocket vibrated. Ah! I jumped up when the other library people looked pointedly at me. I recalled that I was in a library. I wiped the drool off my chin and jogged outside. Get more of these notes. I placed the cell phone with its vibration mode in full action to my ear. Do you realize what time it is now, you moron? A deafening voice pierced my eardrums. That cleared up my head. Sorry, I just woke up. What? You lazy bum. You're the only person I don't want telling me, dumbass. I checked my watch. 4:30. We're supposed to meet up at 4, I think. Get your ass back here within 30 seconds. Don't be ridiculous. After she rudely hung up on me, I put my cell phone back in my pocket and walked back into the library. Nagoto was easy to find. She was standing still in front of the first bookshelf I spotted. She was reading some encyclopedia-like book. This was when the struggle began. In order to move Nagoto, who when reading is apparently rooted to the floor, had to get her a Wyberry tart so she could borrow the book, all while ignoring the flood of calls from Haruhi. When Nagoto, carefully holding a philosophy book penned by somebody with a complicated name, and I got back to the station. We were met by 3 people with 3 different reactions. Asahina, looking exhausted, sighed a smile at us. Tozumi shrugged in an exaggerated motion. Haruhi looked like she just had chugged a bottle of Tabasco sauce. Weight penalty, she said. My treat again, huh? In the end, after yielding no results or satisfaction and wasting time and money like no one's business, today's outdoor activity came to a close. I am exhausted. Suzumiya walked really fast. It was all I could do to keep up. Asahina said before taking a breath. Just as we were splitting up, she got on her tippy toes and whispered into my ear. Oh, I'm a bit tired from the walk earlier actually. I did get the stuff with the coupon, so it was all on sale. Thank you for listening to what I had to say today. Tsuki backed off and smiled shyly. Does everybody in the future smile so gracefully? With a cute bye, by the way of farewell, Asahina walked off. Kazumi lightly patted my shoulder. Today was quite fun, indeed. Suzumiya is every bit the interesting person I expected. I regret that I was unable to be in a group with you today. Perhaps another time. Kazumi also left with that aggravating, easy smile of his. Nagoto had vanished long ago, which left Haruhi glaring at me. What exactly were you doing today? Beats me. What exactly was I doing? That kind of mindset won't do. Looks like she's seriously pissed. And what about you? Did you suffer anything interesting? Haruhi bit her lip with a slight grunt. She might have bitten her lip off if I hadn't said anything. Well, they're not terrorists enough to let you find them in one day. Haruhi glanced at me after my follow-up before quickly turning away. The day after tomorrow, we'll hold a review of today's behavior. She then turned around and walked off without looking back. Once, quickly blending into the crowd. And we have a shop node. Alright. Nothing really here that I need. Blue Star Shard. I'm about to just finish him out actually. Let me see, I need the tier 2 sinking. Oh, I did that, alright. Now I have that done. Now next I need the Walpurgis one for the room damage. Yeah, I should probably level. This doesn't fuse into anything, so I'm fine leveling it up, I think. Yeah, let me check the recipes real quick. It doesn't fuse into anything. The newer one has, yeah, it does with nothing. Yeah. Alright. Now there's the Water of Ads. I think I should quickly get going ahead to the bank, only to find my bike wasn't there. Instead, there's a sign saying, your illegally parked bicycle has been confiscated on a nearby lamppost. Chapter 5 is where I'll end off here and go to the Bible now. So I'm at page 100. Alright. I will be returning later to that, so it's minimized. Wait, minimizing it also switched on OBS. Ooh. Alright. Now it's time for Bible. Alright. So when I left off on the Bible, it was at Paul gives up his rights. Am I not as free as anyone else? Am I not an apostle? Haven't I seen Jesus or our Lord with my own eyes? Isn't it because of my work that you belong to the Lord? Even if others think I am not an apostle, I certainly am to you. You yourselves are proof that I am the Lord's apostle. This is my answer to those who question my authority. Don't we have the right to live in your homes and share your meals? Don't we have the right to bring a Christian wife with us, as the other apostles and the Lord's brothers do? And as Peter does? Or is it only Barbaras and I who have to work to support ourselves? What soldier has to pay his own expenses? What farmer plants a vineyard and doesn't have the right to eat some of its fruit? What shepherd cares for a flock of sheep and isn't allowed to drink some of the milk? Am I expressing merely a human opinion, or does the law say the same thing? For the law of Moses says, you must not muzzle an ox to keep it from eating as it treads out the drain. Was God thinking only about oxen when he said this? Wasn't he actually speaking to us? Yes, it was written for us, so that the one who plows and the one who threshes the drain might both expect a share of the harvest. Since we have planted spiritual seed among you, aren't we entitled to harvest of our physical food and drink? If you support others who preach to you, shouldn't we have an even greater right to be supported? But we have never used this right. We would rather put up with anything than be an obstacle to good news of Christ. Don't you realize that those who work in the temple get their meals from the offering brought to the temple? So probably wait. Can I pause these playbacks on my thing? All right. And those who serve at the altar get a share of the sacrificial offerings. In the same way, the Lord ordered that those who preach the good news should be supported by those who benefit from it. Yet, I have never used any of those rights, and I'm not writing this to suggest that I would want to start now. In fact, I would rather die than lose my right to boast about preaching without charge. Yet, preaching the good news is not something I can boast about. I am compelled by God to do it. How terrible for me if I don't preach the good news. If I were doing this on my own initiative, I would deserve payment, but I have no choice, for God has given me the sacred trust. What then is my pay? It is the opportunity to preach the good news without charging anyone. That's why I never demand my rights when I preach the good news. Even though I am a free man with no master, I have become a slave to all people to bring many to Christ. When I was with the Jews, I lived like a Jew to bring the Jews to Christ. When I was with those who follow the Jewish law, I too lived under that law, even though I am not subject to the law. I did this so I could bring to Christ those who are under the law. When I am with the Gentiles who not follow the Jewish law, I too live apart from that law, so I can bring them to Christ. But I do not ignore the law of God. I obey the law of Christ. Thinking lift? Yes. It was a dupe. Alright, I'll have to take a dupe of that, I guess. Alright, and then I need to try and get hatred and despair. Here it is. Oh, let me try rerolling first. Ah, haha, yeah. Alright. I think I might have to search up some of these things real quick for the meetings and events. Okay, so which one's this? Okay, this one doesn't matter. Bring an end to peace. Tier 3. Okay, not this one. I will fail like we always do. Yep. Now, can we get the tier... Oh, Frill, actually, yeah. Okay, this is a different thing. Oh, we still don't need that. It's sinking tier 3. Not what I'm looking for. Alright. Not what I'm looking for. Alright. That was a tier 2. If I have another tier 2 I can get rid of. There we go. Sword Sharpener of Tears. Alright, the gamble paid off. Alright. And a drink of water before I do this stage? I'll float into it now, maybe. I actually sort of forgot where I was. Okay, so Yes, produce walls of two with perfect levels and bring them to Trice, but not ignore the wall of Dot. I obey the wall of Trice. I am with those who are weak. I share their weakness, for I want to bring the weak to Trice. Yes, I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some. I do everything to spread good news and share in its blessings. Don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize? So run to win! All athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for the eternal prize, for an eternal prize. So I run with purpose in every step. I am not just shadowboxing. I am disciplining my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I feel that after preaching to others, I myself might be disqualified. Lessons from Israel's idolatry. 10. I don't want you to forget, dear brothers and sisters, about our ancestors in the wilderness. Long ago, all of them were guided by a cloud that moved ahead of time, and all of them walked through the sea on dry ground. In the cloud and in the sea, all of them were baptized as followers of Moses. All of them ate the same spiritual food, and all of them drank the same spiritual water, for they drank from the spiritual rock that traveled with them, and that rock was Christ. Yet God was not pleased with most of them, and their bodies were scattered in the wilderness. These things happened as a warning to us, so that we would not crave evil things as they did, or worship idols as some of them did. As the scriptures say, the people celebrated with feasting and drinking, and they indulged in pagan revelry. And we must not engage in sexual immorality, as some of them did, causing 23,000 of them to die in one day. Nor should we put Trice to the test, as some of them did, and then died from snake bites. Wait, is this like straight up murdering people for not obeying him? Bit of dictatorship like stuff there, God, you know? And don't grumble as some of them did, and then were destroyed by the angel of death. Who the heck is the angel of death? What the heck? Angel of death Bible. What does that mean? In the Hebrew Bible, the destroying angel says Marshit, and he celebrated God's service with numerous peoples. I don't think it's Marshit. Alright, I think it's someone else. Alright. These things happened to them as examples for us. They were written down to warn us who live at the end of the age. If you think you are standing strong, be careful not to fall. The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you stand. When you are tempted, He will show you a way out, so that you can endure. So, my dear friends, free from the worship of idols. You are reasonable people. Decide for yourselves if what I am saying is true. When we bless the cup at the Lord's table, aren't we sharing in the blood of Christ? And when we break the bread, aren't we sharing in the body of Christ? And though we are many, we all eat from one loaf of bread, showing that we are one body. Think about the people of Israel. Weren't they united by eating the sacrifices at the altar? What am I trying to say? I am saying that food offered to idols has some significance. Or that idols are real gods? No, not at all. I am saying that these sacrifices are offered to demons, not to God. And I don't want you to participate with demons! You cannot drink from the cup of the Lord and from the cup of demons too. Do not eat at the Lord's table and at the table of demons too. What? Do we dare you to rouse the Lord's jealousy? Do you think we are stronger than He is? You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. You say, I'm allowed to do anything, but not because... not everything is beneficial. Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. You know, Heathcliff? Just that, Heathcliff. It's all you need to do, Heathcliff. Wait, oh no, they have water sinking. Oh no, I messed up then. Ah, I should have had more hits though to it then. What a shame. Alright, they're doing the thing now, right? Yeah, let me just have everyone just do this real quick. Yeah, it's a special win. Alright. The rolls were so weak actually. Alright. 600 fixed damage. Alright. You've been supposed to as much as you. Wait, what are they saying? Alright, once I get to the next one, I'll continue off the reading. I always want to go to, let me see. Maybe Tornifian's 15? And then I'll swap back to Haruhi Suzumiya. I'll probably swap back quicker than that, though. Definitely. Alright, so we have pretty bad choices here, I feel. This is the worst one here. 4 offense level, 4 offense level, less HP though. So I'll take that one. Alright. 4-4 normal. You know what? Let me fight the gnomes. Yes, the gnomes. Paul loves the gnomes. They're the best enemy to Paul. Except the surgery. Yeah, that's what Ryo shoot up the surgery, yeah. Alright, up here. So, you may eat any meat that is sold in the marketplace without raising questions of conscience. For the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. If someone who isn't a believer asks you home for dinner, accept the invitation if you want to. Eat whatever is offered to you without raising questions of conscience. But suppose someone tells you this meat was offered to an idol, don't eat it out of consideration for the conscience of the one who told you. It might not be a matter of conscience for you, but it is for the other person. Alright. 4. Why should my freedom be limited by what someone else thinks? If I can thank God for the food and enjoy it, why should I be condemned for eating it? So whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do it for the glory of God. Don't give offense to Jews or Gentiles, or the church or of God. I too try to please everyone in everything I do. I don't just do what is best for me. I do what is best for others, so that many may be saved. And you should imitate me, just as I imitate Christ. Instructions for public worship 11. I am so glad that you always keep me in your thoughts, and that you are following the teachings I passed on to you. But there is one thing I want you to know. The head of every man is Christ. The head of every woman is man, and the head of every Christ is God. A man dishonors his head if he covers his head while praying or prophesying. If a woman dishonors her head if she prays or prophesies without a covering her head, for this is the same as shaving her head. Yes, if she refuses to wear a head covering, she should cut off all her hair. But since it is shameful for a woman to have her hair cut or head shaved, she should wear a covering. A man should not wear anything on his head when worshipping, for man is made in God's image and reflects God's glory, and woman reflects man's glory. For the first man didn't come from woman, but the first woman came from a man. And man was not made for woman, but woman was made for man. For this reason, and because the angels are watching, a woman should wear a covering on her head to show she is under authority. But among the Lord's people... Okay, my neck does hurt a bit. Ow. So, ooh, pocket flashcards. They're on the team. Women are not independent of men, and men are not independent of women. For although the first woman came from a man, every other man was born from a woman, and everything comes from God. Judge for yourselves. Is it right for a woman to pray to God in public without covering her head? Is it obvious that it's disgraceful for a man to have long hair? Wait, didn't Jesus have long hair? Hold on. Did Jesus have long hair? Actually, how did they touch their hair? Yeah, how? Wait, so... Yeah, everyone's saying that they never actually mentioned his hair. Yeah, his hair wasn't mentioned. But every depiction, like every image depiction, always seems to have him with long hair. Except for this one BBC thing where it's like where they were using like what they think is a more accurate Jesus. Or it's like short hair, but how they touch their Jesus, like stones or something? Or I'm assuming they had swords and stuff, so they have like rudimentary scissors. How did Jesus cut his hair? Did you have water for his hair? Okay. It's not the point of it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm listening to conflicting remarks on that, I guess. Alright, let's return to this for a little sidetrack. I know Jesus action figures have long hair as well. Let's see, where was I? And isn't long hair a woman's pride and joy? But it's been given to her as a covering. But if anyone wants to argue about this, I simply say that we have no other custom than this, and neither do God's other churches. Order at the Lord's Supper. But in the following instructions, I cannot praise you, for it sounds as if more harm than good is done when you meet together. First, I hear that there are divisions among you when you meet as a church, and to some extent I believe it. But, of course, there must be divisions among you so that you who have God's approval will be recognized. When you meet together, you are not really interested in the Lord's Supper. For some of you hurry to eat your own meal without sharing with others. As a result, some go hungry while others get drunk. What? Don't you have your own homes for eating and drinking? Or do you really want to disgrace God's church and shame the poor? What am I supposed to say? Do you want me to praise you? Well, I certainly will not praise you for this. For I pass on to you what I received from the Lord himself. On the night when he was betrayed, the Lord Jesus took some bread and gave thanks to God for it. Then he broke it into pieces and said, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this to remember me." In the same way, he took the cup of wine after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant between God and his people, an agreement confirmed with my blood. Do this to remember me as often as you drink it. For every time you eat this bread and drink this cup, you are announcing the Lord's death until he comes again. So anyone who eats this bread or drinks this cup of the Lord's unworthy is guilty of sinning against the body and the blood of the Lord. That is why you should examine yourself for eating the bread and drinking the cup. For if you eat the bread or drink the cup without honoring the body of Christ, you are eating and drinking God's judgment upon yourself. That is why many of you are weak and sick, and some have even died. But if we would examine ourselves, we would not be judged by God in this way. Yet, when we are judged by the Lord, we are being disciplined. so that we will not be condemned along with the world. So, my dear brothers and sisters, when you gather for the Lord's Supper, wait for each other. If you are really hungry, eat at home, so you won't bring judgment upon yourselves when you meet together. I'll give you instructions about the other matters after I arrive. Let's pause there and go to 12 spiritual gifts after some more Haruhi Suzumiya. We need a drink of water first. We are returning to Chapter 5 of Volume 1 of Haruhi Suzumiya. A new week began! We'd reached the point where the humidity of the rainy season left us sweating early in the morning. Alright, so return of the day. No, I have a shop node now. Nothing here. I'll take another Yamiz. Refresh. Nothing. A shame, really. A shame, I tell you. What's the recipe for normal? You see, I won't be able to get the Extreme Pack exclusive one. So it is the bones, the painting. Oh, is that it? Hold on. Oh, I think I do have the bones. I don't have the tier 1, do I? No, I do. There's Brakshit Music. Alright, and now I need the tier 4 sinking. So I need tier 3. Tier 2? Let me refresh it on. Oh, doing manual book free. You know what? I don't need it. I don't need that actually. No, I don't. Bury any Pierce in this team. I'll be real with you. Do I need that Tempest for anything? Or yeah, okay, I'll get rid of that then. Alright. Yes, I got Artistic Sense. Nice. Yeah, you have to get it, that upgrade, or else it doesn't have an effect on most enemies. I think that part with like no sanity should also be part of the base of Artistic Sense. Those time to upgrade it does it. Also, it does work well. Like it's just a free buff, and when you're not running sinking. So yeah. Alright, we're making District 20. Okay, where was I? I'm reading Haruhi Suzumiya. Alright. Okay, if some guy runs for office on the platform of installing an excavator on this hill, I'd be willing to vote for him. Once I'm old enough to vote. I was sitting in the classroom using a pencil board to fan my neck, when oddly enough, Haruhi showed up right before the bell rang. She dropped her bag on her desk with a plop. Fan me too. Fan yourself. Haruhi was jutting her lips out with the same sour look on her face she had when I last saw her 2 days ago, and I had just been thinking about how her expression had started to look normal. But instead, she went back to the way she was. Look here, Suzumiya. Have you heard the song Blue Bird of Happiness? What about it? Nothing really. Then shut your mouth! Haruhi glared in some upward sideways direction. I turned to the front of the room, and teacher man Okabe walked in and started homeroom. I spent the class period being pressured from behind of Haruhi's depressing aura of displeasure. Man, the bell signaling the end of the class had never sounded so divine. Like a field mouse sensing an impending bushfire, I stirred to the safety of the club room. The sight of Nagoto reading in the club room had become the default backdrop. It was like she was an immovable fixture in the room. Which is why I spoke to Tozumi, who had just arrived, who had arrived just before me. Don't you have something to tell me concerning Suzumiya? Only 3 people in the room. Haru is on training duty this week, and Asahina hasn't showed up yet. Oh? That also would imply that the other 2 ways have already approached you. Tozumi took a glance at Nagoto, who had her head buried in the book she borrowed from the library. I really I can't stand how she looks like she knows everything. Let's move to a different rotation. We wouldn't want Suzumiya to walk in on us. Hazumi led me to one of the outdoor cafeteria tables. On the way there, he bought toffee from a vending machine and handed it to me. You guys sitting at a round table is kind of, you know, I guess I couldn't be helping this taste. How much do you know? The fact that Suzumiya is an ordinary person, I guess. That makes things quite simple. That is exactly the case. Is this some kind of joke? All 3 of the other SOS Brigade members are against that Haruhi isn't human. Maybe the heat from global warming has already got into their heads. Why don't you start by telling me your true identity? I asked. I'm already treated with an alien and a time traveler. Now don't tell me you're actually an Esper, right? I would rather not you preempt my words. Azumi, okay, where's the next thing? Ooh, pretty bad. 4 offensive level total with this one. Alright, floor 5. What do I have? Surrender witnessing, time turn time, line 5. Or line, you know what? I want to do line 5 then, I feel like. Wait, no, I just realized something. This puts the levels in, doesn't it? Oh no. Oh, I've stopped Ishmael off the team then, or I killed him off. Yeah, I'll just kill Ishmael then, yeah. Do I have Fell Bullet? I don't know if I do. Stop by the Terrasol. Demonstrate the bravery. Okay, Dregger! 4 coins. You need to hit free. Alright, Dregger got it. Do I stop here then, reading? Okay, let me just read a bit more real quick and stop at the... Where's the part and stop at? So I'm at... I rather not preempt my words. Suzumi swirled the tons of his paper top. It isn't quite the same, but yes, I would be closest to what you would call an Esper. Yes, I am an Esper. Drink my coffee in silence. I shouldn't have put in so much sugar. It was too sweet. I actually wasn't intending on a sudden transfer to the stool. The certain change. Surely we couldn't have anticipated that the 2 of them would join forces with Haruhi Suzumiya so readily. Up until that point, they had merely observed her from a distance. Don't talk about Haruhi like she's some rare insect. Maybe he'd notice my narrowed eyebrows. Please don't think ill of me. We were doing everything we can. We mean Haruhi no harm. In fact, we're trying to protect her from possible danger. You say we, which means there are a lot more like you? Espers or whatever. I won't say there are a lot, but there are quite a few of us. I'm part of the outer circle, so I can't say for sure. But there are probably 10 or so around the world. All of them should belong to the agency. Now we have an agency, huh? And I'll stop there. I'll stop there on page 102, alright? 102, and then I'll do this final stage before we end here. You know, I'm just off that. Oh, I can't copy on this, I forgot. Okay, let me just open Alan's stream real quick. I am going to open my resume text document. Wait, does that put my Go-To mini on the thing? I can't see that, but alright. So I'm at 103. 103 agency. Guess what is that? I don't need the exact thing. Alright. Now I can close out Haruhi Suzumiya, or also close up the window capture as well. Oh, no. I don't want the Adobe Acrobat there. Alright, let me plug in my headphones for this as well. 1, 2, let's find my headphones. Put on headphones. I'm already hearing weird as my theme now. Alright, put in the paper towel on the chopsticks to keep my headphones on. Sounds like that step shouldn't be there. Alright, we're here at the final shop. Okay, what else did I put on here? I don't need that. They have no effect later on in the fight. Alright, no. What else did I build? Yeah, it's just pure sinking, I think, is what I'm going for. There's nothing else I could do. I could try to get the sinking stone, maybe? Or try the other tier 4, which is... Yeah, I need that tier 1 and tier 2. I should have the other things as well. So tier 1... No! Oh man, that's unlucky. Okay, now I see the tier 1. Needs to keyword refresh, sinking. Nothing. Not even a tier 1? Really? Keyword refresh is a scam. I'm telling you. It's a scam. It's the truth. That is the truth. It is a scam. Yeah, I can't do that. Alright. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's all I really need, isn't it? Oh, I made the other thing as well. Yep, I'll take those two. Alright, go right into the fight. I need to also add time things as well. So, is my stream behind? No, I think I am. Okay, so now I have to rethink my team because now it's reflecting the actual levels up to level 55. Yeah, okay, so I have Wild Hunt, Family Hair. Take those two. Way Branch, Director, and Section 4. Alright. I want to take what's matches though. Okay, but I don't really use Dawn much. I only use them like in one Mirror Dungeon run. So I want to use them more, so I will have them on the team. Alright. I think it's better to have actually Rodion on for Rhyme Shank. Having Rhyme Shank to start off fights is always going to be an advantage. So what one is it? I don't know. Hopefully I want to fight the Fell Bullet Diet, and I forgot his name at this point as well. Alright. No, I think this is the top branch of them. Let me turn on the stuff. Dominating on everything, alright. I wonder how fast they'll actually die from auto sinking. 1 resistance, I think? Everyone has sinking count from the first fusion diff.
정리하겠습니다. 불결한가.
Yeah, so then what do I talk while you know, fighting? Yeah, I exit Adobe Acrobat, so. Also, yeah, this is part of Aegis of the Fred Revictations and new ones. When they went to go nerf them, they basically just didn't even touch this one. I think they just changed like to make it less tanky, which is fine. I think the big problem with the Fred Revictations having these stronger enemies is that they're actual like 12 times. Like if you fight this guy in it, if they hit heads, you lose Thrash. This aspects they gain more advantages. So you just have to get lucky. Or you use your thing here. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, let me start using Rhyme Shank as well. Yeah, so wait, wasn't the previous one like the standard? Or I think this is the winning one. So it's just says refraction rate. It's this for the fight. Oh, I haven't done Bok Dak. Oh no. Oh no. But it's a live stream, so I think it's still right into that actually. No, I'll do a separate live stream. This is basically speed running these fights. This is sinking. You know, what more damage than the bleed or something? Because it's on ally unit hits. So I'm pretty sure one of this is the Forkadalia one. Almost staggered. Oh wait, that staggered it. Dragger can speed that thing up. There's already still ones on it right now. Yeah, I think Dragger would have killed here. Oh no? I can't do 1,000 damage with that? Really? Well, everyone's supposed to be hitting him, he's supposed to die anyway. Okay. That's like sweeping bag of. Oh no, it's not sweeping bag of bygone days. It's check up event. Yay! Check up event enemies. Command meltdown's what I have on, really? I have command meltdown on here. Yeah, I like command meltdown anyway. It's wheeling on here. Yeah, Sylvan Dawn is actually pretty weak. Because they have two status effects that are both consumed on hit. Which means they can't really stack any of them right. But they have like other effects as well that make up for it, I guess. So wherever the Shadow Mark is, no death rights. Because they had to add a limit to Malphos's like stack acquisitions. All they need to do, and everyone else still got death rights. They just didn't want to add like a stack limit per turn. Why did they not just do that? And now every other unit suffers because of it. Oh, did I have the Fragile Eagle gift on? Oh no. I didn't notice that actually. They're almost dead anyway, yeah. No, that was a 0, really? I always forget this fight is in this like part of the refraction that way. Yeah, I don't really get to fight the other one. It's always this one or the Terminus. I have Fluid Sack on here. Sure. Full Gloom on the side. Yeah, I want to go for what was it? Soul Moment next turn. I'm surprised they didn't make a Haisho Dawn Tremor, honestly. So they went with Rupture Sinking. It should have been Sinking Tremor. But then that would just be both the other Sinking Tremor. But they want to take all Haisho's Rupture for some reason. Which, yeah, I guess, but they could have easily, you know. Not every Haisho had to be Rupture related. But they wanted to, so.
모든 슬픔과 눈물을 끌어모아 대신 울어드릴 수 있다면
그래도 언제나 추월할 수는 없으니까.
Attack the body, yeah. We wouldn't die in one hit, I feel like. Which, oh, 2 parts, sorry. The body has less sinking, alright. But it is staggered. I'm sure there's just some more stuff on the body real quick before doing some moment. Because that'll hit both parts anyway. Yeah, this fight is pretty boring. Oh, already? I thought it was like one more still before this. You're going for Dawn? I think that means this is still, I think.
애도를 표할 수밖에.
Yeah, fight's over. That is it then for the rematch between Jesus Christ and Haruhi Suzumiya. Haruhi won, if you don't tell by the thumbnail, so I thought it'd be funny. So I looked for like different like images from the game to edit Haruhi and Jesus onto, and I was like, oh wait, is that yeah, what was the one I was speaking of earlier? But when I was trying to look for it, I ended up finding like, oh yeah, this is like Dirty Tales. I'll pick that. Yeah. Frame rewards. I lost 16 Starlight in this run. Wow. Alright, I didn't really hear my other thing here. Okay, how many more do I have to do, I think? Okay. Most level 120. Yeah, but I know maintenance is going to start in 2 hours. So I don't want to do too much right now. How many more tweets? I need 10 more tweeters. Aw, man. Well, in any case, I'll stop here. I'm gonna probably speed run a few then. So I've been Lavdium. Bye. I'm actually done for streaming today.